Hello, hi guys. How are you? How's everything going at your farms? How's work? How's life? And how's business? You are with me, Felix Mbewe, also known as Bwana Mbeu. In today's video, I'm gonna do a summary for you on how to grow basil or basil or pepper, the green, red, yellow, purple, chocolate, and all kinds of pepper that we have out there. So how we do them is generally simple and easy. Doing it throughout the year, it's another question, and also the challenges that people face, especially during rain season or in wet climatic conditions. There are easier ways on how you can manage them. So there are basically a few steps that you need to note and take. Number one, make sure that you grow your peppers in a separate nursery, probably greenhouse, or anywhere where you can transplant them easily. Then two, make sure that you have raised beds, and make sure that water, as it rains, gets to settle at the bottom and not flooding your plants. Then also, the reason why I always encourage that you grow them in a greenhouse or in a separate nursery is just for you to give chance to maximum germination, number one. Two, also you control diseases, pests, and all from attacking your crops. So pepper is one of the easily attacked plants or crops out there. So you need to manage it. And how to manage it, you need to, when it's still young, tender and soft, you need to make sure that you grow it in a place that is controlled and not dry. So then there's also another point that you need to note. When you make your raised beds or the mounds, make sure that they are properly mulched. As you know, in rain season, there is a big challenge in terms of rains. You have your fields flooding, as I mentioned, and you also have times when it gets there's a lot of humidity or moisture in the ground. So you're basically controlling the contact between water or moisture with your crops. So you need to make sure that you mulch them. So furthermore, besides the mulching, do make sure that also your pepper plants, like each plant is quite spaced, very well spaced, and it's being pruned often. Do not allow those leaves and branches which are drying up or rotting to be in direct contact with either the rest of the plant or the next plant to it. So aerate them, create enough spaces in between your plants. Make sure that all those which are rotting, they're taken out, and the excess leaves and branches are taken out. Those of you doing it on a large scale, I know it's quite tedious to be pruning here and there, but do commit yourselves to doing that. If you can't, make sure that your pepper is spaced properly. It will allow it to drop its old leaves, old flowers easily. You also need to manage pests and any diseases that might attack your pepper. For instance, there will be a lot of pests that come with the rains or with the wet conditions. So make sure that you are spraying or adding organic controlled pesticides so that you don't damage the environment and also your crops, because eventually whatever you're feeding your crop is what it will have as properties that can be transferred to the consumer, whether animals or people. So do make sure that you are spraying sustainably whenever you are using insecticides, pesticides, or fungicides in your crops. Do use products that are environmentally smart. Then lastly, though not the least, with how to avoid pepper from rotting in either the rain season, wet times, or normal times. You need to make sure that you are going through and checking on those fruits that have already gone bad. Remove them. As I mentioned on pruning, I know it's tedious, but it works for your good. Just as the way we've got transmission of diseases, it's the same thing with rotten crops. They easily transfer their rottenness to the next plants. So make sure that you're checking. So there are more tips that I've written down and shared before on YouTube, Facebook, and different platforms that I use to share agricultural knowledge. I want you to go check out, subscribe, like my page, follow, and see what I've been shared on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. So I wish you the best of the farming season and the farming times each time that you're farming. You've been with me, your number one farmer, Bwana Mbeu, Felix Mbewe, all the way from Zambia. Do enjoy. Let's get interacting. Let's get chatting. Have a good week ahead of you. Bye-bye. Happy farming, guys. Ciao, ciao.